Hey guys, welcome to the next part in Let's Play Football Manager 2015 with Derby. And this is the February update for the 2027-2028 season. And, well, league-wise, it's going very well. Very, very well. We're top of the league. Everyone's going well. Fortunately, on the Champions League front, it's gone quite badly. For the first time in these videos, or one of these videos, I've actually been knocked out in the group stage. I think, as I say, I think that is the first time that has ever happened in the Champions League on one of these saves. What I wanted to say is I've been doing these since FM11. I don't think I've ever been knocked out at the group stage until now. Thankfully, it means I can go back into the Europa League. Now, I've already won the Europa League, so I'm not massively bothered or keen on it. But, you know, a bit of extra money or whatever it may be. It's still silverware at the end of the day, so I'm not too bothered. FA Cup was still in, due to play the 5th round very soon, in a couple of weeks, against West Brom. More on that later. And unfortunately, we got knocked out of the League Cup. So, yeah, it's in terms of cup competitions, it's not been amazing, but league-wise, it's going very, very well. Let's have a look at that now. So, we've only lost 3 games. 55 points. Goal difference is the second best in the league, just 1 goal behind Arsenal. City, surprisingly, in 2nd there. The champions, Man United, in 5th, with Aston Villa in 4th. And again, that is a surprise. Just, you know, they keep themselves up there. This time, David Moyes has gone. He's been replaced by Mimo Vázquez Jr., who is, I believe, the current manager's, in fact, in real life, the current manager of Pumas in Mexico. So that's quite interesting. Jack Grealish is still there. He's 32 now. He's still there. Aston Villa legend for years and years. He's still plodding on. A bizarre team in 6th then. I really did not expect them to be there. Hull City, very much a surprise. Then come West Brom. Again, a slight surprise, I guess. Then Southampton, and then Chelsea and Liverpool. I have no idea what's happened. Liverpool are only 10 points off 17th now. That's not a lot, really, when you think about it. Tottenham in 11th. They're not doing great either. And then come Newcastle. Again, just about hanging on at the minute. Then there are Everton, Forest, and Rotherham. So let's have a look then at the transfers. First, who have we brought in, who have we got rid of? So we managed to recuperate £11 million. I've sold Adrian Sutton to Aberdeen. They were stupid enough to pay £11.5 million for him. I think I've got other fees coming in as well. That will mean a profit will take place at some point. It's got 3 and 6, obviously. It's the SPL. If you're wondering about the SPL, Aberdeen look at that. Aberdeen won the league, and then they are now top. Celtic are in 5th at the minute there. I'm really not quite sure what's happened. Celtic, as you can see, have basically dominated. Kilmarnock won the 2015 season, and they also won in 2020, and Rangers won in 2023. But other than that, it's been all Celtic until recently. And Aberdeen, well, it's thanks to this guy, Robert Hammond, who I've brought in, who I'll show you in a second. I was wondering why he was white and he should be red. It's all thanks to my new signing, obviously. But yeah, I think Aberdeen have been taken over by someone. Yeah, they've been. There we go. Yeah, new chairman from Dubai or wherever he's from. He's a tycoon. So why? And Sean Maloney's the manager. Why he's gone there, I don't know. He decided to go to Aberdeen. But yeah, I've basically swapped Sutton for Hammond. I'll come back to him in a minute. But we've loaned out on a few more players, let a few lesser players go. Stephen Thompson, a bit of a shame about this guy. Bought him in for £1 million from Celtic. Never really hit the heights I'd wanted him to. So, coming in off these then. So where are we? First one, Mark Wood from Celtic. 17 years old. My scouts found him. £2 million. Thought I'd take a punt on him. Left back. Mohamed Hadji. This is the replacement for Diego Poyet, who has been an absolute stalwart, has been absolutely phenomenal for me. Unfortunately, he's broke his cruciate ligaments. He has unbelievably good potential. I don't know what it is. A few people have asked what's his potential in terms of editor numbers. And what I mean by that is, in case you don't know, Football Manager calculates potential and current ability by numbers out of 200. So if you have 200 potential, out of 200, that means you are going to be one of the best players in the world possibly ever. That's obviously, well, not necessarily, but it means he could be if, he's treated right, if he's coached right, if he plays to his strengths, or that type of thing. And obviously the current ability is where they're at currently. It rates it out at 200. I don't know what they are. I don't go into the excuse me. I don't go into the editor. I don't have FMRTA. I don't have anything like that. I don't know what they are. I mean, I can get FMRTA and not necessarily use it or anything. Can just show you. Obviously, that would probably not. I think that'd be a great move because it means I've got FMRTA on my computer then, and I'm not being funny. That's not a good thing to have. You just don't want it. You just don't want to go anywhere near it. Period. So I've heard a few people talk about it. I'm thinking, no, that's not a good idea. You don't want that. But anyway, that's a few people have asked about that. I don't know what his potential is, but trust me, if I had to guess, it's probably in the 180s. It's that good. I've bought this guy as well. Now, I posted this guy on Twitter. This was about a month ago. About a month or so ago. Possibly, if not even 2 months ago. Shows you how far behind I am. I had a decision to make. I was either going to get this guy, obviously I went with him, or another bloke at Southampton. Now, I'll show you him. It's called Russell Fallows. So it was either him, he was for sale, seems to have calmed down now, I'm actually been quite happy at Southampton, or the one I eventually went with, and this one here. So this is Kevin McKenzie, good player, centre-back, obviously needed to replace Shane Duffy, who's gone now, or will be going, I think he's gone, and I brought in Robert Hammond as well. Basically, it was all intents and purposes a swap deal. Problem is, he's a bit of a... Well, he's good. He's not a target man or anything, but he is a similar-ish type of player. Not identical or anything, but he's kind of similar. But he looks really good. The thing about Hammond is, I've seen him as well. He started out at Arsenal, and then Aberdeen bought him for a whopping 10 million. And he's just absolutely dominated the SPL. Look at that, 25 goals last year. He's got 24 and a half seasons so far. And as you can see, he's got 3 and 3 so far. And lastly, I bought in, you may have noticed if more eagle-eyed viewers saw he was a top goal scorer for Norwich last season. In fact, he's been absolutely rolling them in for fun. I just take it back to about, say, here. He scored 16 goals for Norwich in the 2025-26 season, 30 in the 26-27 season, and 22 in the Championship last season. And I just needed a striker. Basically, I had this money, and I'm like, do you know what, Thierry Ambrose? I really like you. I really like him. Quality play. He's 30 now. He's getting on a bit now. You can start to see the younger players in real life now starting to hit arguably their peaks or just going over their peaks. He's in the Championship. Wasted, in my opinion, in the Championship. He's never been capped by France, incidentally, but I just thought I'd take a punt on him. I had the Section 9 million lying around, and I thought, hey, go for it. Why not? So we'll have a look at the schedule and things now. So how did we fare in the Champions League and so we'll go over that in a minute. But we started out with a 5-3 victory over Rotherham with Josh Barker scoring. Yes, now this guy, I'm still not sure. The guy scores. He's not a good player or anything, but he scores. He's like, I'm trying to think. Do you know who I liken him to? Ashley Barnes. He's not a particularly great player, but he just seems to score. And I can't dislike him for that. So I know Ashley Barnes isn't the greatest example, but he's someone who I've never particularly rated, but scores. And he did it for me with was Aston Villa, I think. Just seemed to constantly score, and I was like, well, fair enough, he's doing well. Galileo Cabrera and Sutton, who still hadn't been sold at that point, but I was quite concerned at the fact that we still conceded 3 goals to Rotherham United there. Then we went to White Hart Lane, not White Hart Lane, Wembley, as I say, my game appears to have glitched. Tottenham were temporarily meant to move into Wembley as they built White Hart Lane, new White Hart Lane, but they appear to have just stayed at Wembley. If they go down or something, they're fucked. Perry and Cook with the goals. Southampton 2-0, Mayer and Lingard with the goals. He's still ploughing on, Jesse Lingard. He is 35 years old. Yes, he's once a chance in the first team, but I do think I'd like to see stuff taken into context. Look, he's 35 years old. He has to assume he's not going to be able to get the same game time he would get 6 years ago. And I wish FM would be able to put that into some form of context. I really, really wish it did. But anyway, moving on. So the Champions League then. Now, if we look last season, okay, we played Porto, we did well. We actually even beat the European champions 3-2. I was really happy with that. It's just gone absolutely and utterly horribly wrong. And I knew there was something wrong straight away when we drew 0-0 with Gothenburg. I guess, but I'm going to anglicise it and say Gothenburg. 0-0. You know, Shane Duffy played here. This was like an opportunity for me to use him. He is a Derby legend, all that type of thing. He's 36 now, to say he's retiring. He's on his way out. He won't be, by the way, in case you're wondering, no, he will not be taking up any staff positions. He's just gone, apparently. So, yeah, he's still handy, but the conceding at this point wasn't the problem against Gothenburg. It was scoring, and I played Barker, and you know, maybe that little extra bit of quality that we needed wasn't there with Barker. You know, and I played this young lad as well, Zach Scott. He's 20 now. He's another one, good potential, needs to kick on and really make an impact in the first team. But yeah, we then had a string of 2-1 victories. First against Leeds, Paul Todd getting on the score sheet. West Ham, we knocked them out of the Capital One Cup, 2-1. Gallio and Barker scoring. And Man City, we actually won there. Aaron Francis scoring, yes, that is Aaron Francis, someone who very rarely scores. Also, an absolute former scourge of mine, Stefan Lang here, finishing 20. He's an absolute tank of a player, this guy. Man City bought him for 25.5 million. He did score, but thankfully, I'll show you Francis's goal here. It was enough to win, so I was happy with that. Especially if you consider we had less possession, had less shots. But here we go. Shane Duffy's still playing, as you can see. Lovely strike from Francis. He's not one of those players who, you know, bangs them in every time, but he's very, you know, he is capable, and he will score you maybe 3 or 4 goals. Sort of like Ryan Giggs, you know, he doesn't score loads, but when he chips in, it's you know, it's something to behold. Still, even though you expect him to. Then this was really when it went wrong. 2-1 against Marseille. Herana Haroy scored, but 2 goals. I mean, just nightmarish. Arango scoring for Marseille. We'll go back to 1-1 here with Haroy's goal. I'll show you this. And I thought, oh great, you know, maybe we can get a point here. A point wouldn't be too bad. Arguably the hardest game in the group. Oh, I was so naive to think. Look at this. Oh, great strike. I think that might even be his first goal. Yeah, it is his first goal for Derby. Fair play to the lad. But yeah, unfortunately, Arango scored. I'm now really set us back, and I'm thinking, okay, we really need to kick on now. But we got a 1-1 against Sunderland, which probably wasn't great, but whatever. Gallio then scored 2. He really turned on the style to beat West Brom. Again, just that extra little bit of quality. Well, fortunately, he couldn't do the same against Vitesse, who I will hold my hand up here. I was just done. The goal, the CPU just did me. I was completely outthought here. I will admit, I don't often admit that I hate admitting defeat. It's a sign of weakness and all that crap. But I was just done. Just absolutely, the computer just did me over completely. I mean, starting Shane Duffy, I mean, it may have been a slight mistake, but you know, he's the captain. He's the one everyone looks up. You know, you still think, okay, maybe you should start him, but yeah, this is a big mistake. And this sort of started now, as you can see, the Marseille game really started a bit of a rot here, where we only won 1 against West Brom. We then drew 0-0 at Goodison Park, which wasn't great. Gallio got injured as well there. And then unfortunately we lost to Liverpool in the Capital One Cup. Gallio did score, unfortunately it was not to mean anything. And we even lost 1-0 to Arsenal. And we then lost again to Vitesse. And that was when it went from bad to crisis. Josh Barker, again, I had to give him chances because he wasn't going to get it in the league. We had to keep going in the league. And this is the opportunity. And I obviously have seriously underrated Vitesse here because they are absolutely flying. DiBaggio is the manager. They are doing really... I've already talked about the Eredivisie. It's a very strange league. And there's Vitesse. You know, they are clearly a good team. I think they may have been taken over by... I don't think they have been. Nothing says here they've said they've been taken over by a tycoon or anything, or a sugar daddy or whatever. No, strange. FC Twente are in the relegation zone, okay, and PSV are 10th. Yeah, the whole table. Go Ahead Eagles are 4th. Yeah, it's all strange. I don't quite know. I think my my Eredivisie is broken, but Jesus Morales, hat-trick, just got done over again. I don't know, Vitesse. They've made a new enemy, Vitesse. But probably a really badly timed East Midlands derby, we managed to beat Forest again. Cabrera, Gallio and Cook with the goals. I'll show you all of these. Callum Cook in the 85th minute. bloody hell, this was satisfying. Stuart Perry, he's sort of become the forgotten man. Stuart Perry, you may have not, you may have recognised that his name's gone missing for a bit, and yeah, he hasn't. He's been injured a little bit, Perry, but Saramago and Gallio I've still got I'm trying to find other opportunities for other players, and goalkeeper did admirably there against Cabrera, but it wasn't enough, and that was just before half time, just what we needed. Because just eased the load of nerves, because the morale at this point wasn't great, and that morale, it just, that goal pushed the morale up just a little bit more and made it good, and it was enough. I think it was enough to take us over the line, especially to start the second half. And obviously the game will go on from here, as you can see, any second now. But yeah, this partnership of Cook and Poyet, as I say, has been one of the most prolific, fantastic midfield partnerships. Classic Rocco Gallio goal there. But Poyet and Cook, just an outstanding midfield partnership. We'll be gutted when they finally break apart. I think there's a few years left for that yet, but they're getting on a little bit now. They're not as if it's they're both in the 20s. But here we go again, with the whole teams collapsing thing. It's quite frustrating, really. I mean, the amount of times teams collapse. You may have noticed Jason Murillo as well. He is unfortunately going to be retiring, but he's too old now, and slightly fortunate there from Jalovic, but there you go. Number 3 there, Jason Murillo. He's 36 now. He's going to be retiring as well. And you can see why I get wound up with the fact that so many goals. I went through a period of, I don't know if it was the game or not, but I just went through a period where I just conceded so many goals like that, and it was just so frustrating. I mean, here's Adrian Sutton. I'd say that Hammond Sutton swap took place in January, I think so. But here's Callum Cook. Oh, I mean, that is just a way to turn your season around in a derby in the last 5 minutes. Absolutely outstanding. If Callum Cook is not a legend because of that, I don't know what it'll take to make him one. But Chelsea, we've got a 0-0 point, 0-0 draw at Stamford Bridge, or Zola Arena, I guess, which isn't too bad, as Derby's record there is pathetic on this. Yeah, as I say, I think we've won like once in 40 years, if I want to, include real life with the records here. I know that's kind of sad, but whatever. It's real to me, damn it. And finally, we actually registered a friggin' win in the Champions League with this last one here. I think Gothenburg. Actually, no, sorry, we've got to play Marseille. Sorry, still got to play Marseille at home. Tell a lie. Wayne Knott scored against Gothenburg in the 27th minute. I'll show you this, since it was our first win in the damn group. As you can see, I play. This is an opportunity to play Ben Barlow as well, my backup goalkeeper, who's been here for years. A lovely header from Knott, and I'll give him the number 10 shirt. He's a local lad. I hope he does really well, Knott. I know, again, I'm probably getting too far into this. Here's Silvio Landi playing again. He didn't have a great game, but he was okay, I guess. I think at this point we were already out, as far as I could see. But Ben Barlow, I'll just show you this guy. He's 25 years old. He's a backup goalkeeper. He's nothing special. In fact, he's quite rubbish, to be honest with you. But he's been here for years and years, and he's hardly played. And any chance of getting out to play him, I will, because Adam Stevens is probably going to be my next captain. I think, in fact, if you go to the club here, yes, he is the vice captain. Shane Duffy, due to go soon, with Adam Stevens vice captain. So the only way is up for him, I guess. And we had a couple of 4-3s, this time against Reading. Josh Barker scoring to Mahoney and McKenzie getting his first goal. And again, as I say, another 4-3 with Gallio, Cabrera, Werner and Saramago scoring. And again, starting to get back on track now, as you can see. 2-1 against Huddersfield, Gallio and Cook. And this one, well, I think we were already out. I think I may have instant resulted this one. We lost again. I instant resulted it due to the fact that it was essentially a dead rubber. Both Marseille and Vitesse had already qualified from the group. In fact, if I show you this here, group stage, let's see if any other clubs went out. As you can see, yeah, they were well ahead of us. Vitesse didn't even lose a freaking game. They were way ahead of us, and there was a dead rubber, so I instant resulted it. Arsenal go through there. Let's see any more. Real Madrid, Aberdeen. Look at Aberdeen, man. I've got to show you this. Look, I mean, okay, yes, they've gone into the Europa League, but I must show you some of the most astonishing set of results I've ever seen on Football Manager. Where are they? They beat Schalke 2-0, which is quite amazing. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. Okay, little bit of a spoiler here for you. They will meet Real Madrid again soon. They will, in fact, get a few results against them. Just to show you that Aberdeen... Okay, I've probably... Yeah, for some reason the game likes to have the same teams drawn against each other. I don't know what life is with that, but... I don't know. Just Football Manager being Football Manager, get over it. We then move on. Unfortunately, we lost Man United. This is a shame. 2-1 Callum Cook. Bayradi, 93rd minute. Kennedy, 86th minute. Nothing more frustrating. Patrick Mayer, man of the match. I mean, you just can't... I mean... I'm sure we've all been in a position like that. You know, you're about to win. Oh, they've equalised. Oh, at least the draw's not too bad. Oh, they've scored. You know, it's just... Look at that. It's very even. You have to say, for the most part, if you look at the stats on the left-hand part of the screen, you will see that it was mostly fairly even. Maybe a draw probably was the right result. But, oh, it's just so frustrating. Here he is now anyway. Callum Cook arriving on the scene. Lovely, composed finish. David De Gea there, beating at his near post, who's still the goalkeeper. But here we go, 85th minute now, coming in. Kennedy, I mean, fairness, great header. I think it was a header anyway. I was disappointed, but, you know, I'll still take a point at this stage. And that happened. You can imagine the rage. And don't tell me you wouldn't either. You wouldn't be raging. But then we got back on track again. Keep saying we're getting back on track, but we are. With Rocco Gallio scoring 2 against Newcastle, and another 3-2 here with Mahoney, Gallio, and Barker scoring. And 4-1, Liverpool, to say, really doing poorly, but Brendan Rodgers is still there. He's very much still there. But we beat them 4-1 at home, that was good. Knott and Cabrera with 2 goals each. Went back to Villa Park, got a 3-2 victory there. Rocco Gallio with a hat-trick. And he scored again as we put 3 past Rotherham. They got another 2. So, you know, what's that on aggregate? Like 8-5? 8-5 against Rotherham on aggregate over the season. But Gallio, Cabrera and Barker scoring. As you can see, Josh Barker, he gets goals, man. Honestly, he gets goals. And then played Yeovil. Barker continued to score. He got another 2. I played possibly one of the most ridiculous... You know, if you've been following my channel for a while now, you know I like to really play young players in the FA Cup, you know, especially if we get a team like Yeovil, who I think are in League 2, I think, on this, or League 1, sorry. You know, the really low-level team, well, not really low level, basically, if they're below the Championship, I'm going to try and take the piss with how young I can make my first team. You know, and I played the likes of Landy here, Barker, Woods, that's young Woods, McPherson's in there, Paul Todd's still a young, Bartlett here, who is 16 years old, another good potential. He came through my youth team. Obviously too young to obviously put in the first team properly, but thought I'd give him a run out. He didn't do badly, 6.9, but average, so, you know, I'm not going to complain. We then beat Tottenham 2-0, Gallio and Saramago with the goals, and then 2-1 Southampton. We lost here, quite annoyingly. Penalty in the 78th minute. Just threw away another league, Gallio and Barker. Again, it's up front, is causing us problems. Norwich 5-1, Barker scored a hat-trick, so you know what I mean, it's like he'll do poorly there, but next game he'll bang in a hat-trick. Gray and Hammond, so I think Hammond scored in his debut, I think, let me just have a look. 18 minutes in, there's Thierry Ambrose, obviously scoring against us, a player we would late. In fact, I think after I saw that, and I realised Ambrose, I think, yeah, it was drawn basically to my attention that Thierry Ambrose was playing in the Championship. Yep, debut goal for Robert Hammond there. And I realised, oh my God, why is he being wasted in the Championship? I need to get him now, and I'll show you his goal. This was essentially the one that made an impact on me. A lovely ball. Cracking finish. And I thought, I need to get hold of him now. I really need to. And I think, yeah, he scored on his debut. Next game, as you can see, threw him straight in. And I had a front 2 then, a brand new front 2 of Hammond and Ambrose. Hammond scoring 2 here. Got Gallio as well coming in. I was just delighted. I'll show you Ambrose here, and I'm thinking, right, maybe we have, you know, finally a consistent bunch of strikers. You know, Barker clearly not consistent enough. I don't know whether he has the quality to last all the way through to, you know, he's 30 odd, but a lovely little dink there for Ambrose. And that's his debut goal. But Hammond obviously should hopefully do well. We've got Gallio and Saramago there as well, so I'm not going to complain. And then lastly, our last game I'll leave you on was a 2-2 draw against Man City. Barker scoring, so, you know, I can't fault the boy, I really can't. He got us an 86th minute equaliser, so I'll show you this here. We came Oh, sorry, no, we didn't. Sorry, I tell a lie. We went 1-0 down, got it back to 1-1, immediately concede to make it 2-1, obviously. Look at this, just a bunch of head tennis. And look at that, Cabrera just firing it in. A little glancing header from Josh Barker. And that made it 2-2. So I was kind of happy to get away there with a point. But as you can see, we're top of the league, but we haven't played massively well as a team. But we're doing better. There's certainly something there. And I think last season when, we didn't have a lot of luck, or, there was games we should have finished off. And I think we certainly did that, especially against a lot of, look at these 3-2s. We're getting back into that mould of conceding goals again, which is a bit annoying. But, games like, Forest there, Forest, the Cook goal, 4-3s, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. A lot of them would have maybe been draws last season. We've got all these games, as I say, we're due to play Standard Liège as well in the Europa League next. Yeah, that's basically where we're at. So I think I will leave it at that. We'll show you Italy in a moment as well. I know a few people want to have a look at the club information and things. In case you don't know, Shane Duffy is a legend and Rocco Galli is an icon. I'm not on this list yet, just in case you don't know. I believe I'm a favoured personnel, so I think that means I'm next in line to be bumped up to an icon, I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I've been told. Please correct me if that is wrong. But yeah, that's where we are. And I'll show you Italy. So let's move over. How have we done with Italy? Okay, it's not told me. Let's try that one again. We qualified. To put it bluntly, we've easily qualified. Where are we? Lost us all the way down here, aren't we? Yeah, we managed to... Oh no, we haven't qualified yet, has it? Hang on a minute. What's going on with the schedules? Did we qualify? Do you know what? I've completely forgotten. We look. Spoilers. We qualify. Okay. I wouldn't show you this. Put it this way: if we hadn't qualified, I would not have mentioned these. Okay. We've got one game to go. We're going to qualify. Just to point out, we will be having a future series where I will be taking Italy to Euro 2028. In fact, I don't know why it's not showing me this. Yeah, but this is the European Nations League. And we appear to have qualified. Competition finished. Scotland actually finished ahead of us. Ah, right, yeah, sorry, we have qualified. Sorry, I completely misunderstood what happened there because the qualifying thing is so stupid now. Because the way it says green there, I thought we hadn't qualified. No, Scotland finished first. We finished second because we were like one of the best second place teams. It's very difficult to not qualify, in being honest with you. But if we look at, let's see, not rules. Oh, sorry, I have to go to the Euros. Sorry, wrong one. God, make it so difficult, SI. Right, yeah, so these are the here you go. There's the teams qualified. So England, France, Belgium, Turkey, Spain, Holland, Scotland, Ukraine, Russia, Czech Republic, Croatia, Sweden, Italy, Germany, Greece, Switzerland, Poland, Bulgaria, Austria, and Romania. They are all the European teams to go through. Of course, the European teams, it's the Euros. The draw is going to take place on April. I will not be doing that live, but what I will do is I will go over the groups in the next video and say this is who we're playing, this is who everyone else is playing, and then when we get back, so when we are in April, I will then say, well, actually no, well, in fact, you know what, I'll just say it now. As I say, I've said it before, in fact, we're going to be doing live commentaries for every game in Euro 2028, whether it's 3 games in the group stages or all the games all the way to the final. I don't know how we're going to get on, but this Italy team's decent. I'll just go over the games very quick. I won't show you the goals. We know about what we lost to Georgia and drew with Scotland, but then we wouldn't lose again as we battered the Faroe Islands 5-1 as you'd expect. Got a lot of big revenge on Georgia 4-2. Scotland drew 2-2. This was silly. We actually got a point right at the end. Googly him, I'll show you this goal. Classic Scotland, blowing it away, throwing it away at the end here. But yeah, Scotland are actually really good. As you see, Kevin McKenzie there, my centre back for Derby. Landino saved Guglielmi. Oh, last minute equaliser, first goal for Italy. And then we inexplicably beat England again, this time 4-0. I don't get it. 3-1 against Bosnia and then 5-0 against the Faroes. Yes, we actually did concede a goal to the Faroe Islands. I'm not even joking. We actually went 1-0 down. I will show you this. And it was okay. It was only for 7 minutes. and we had 44 friggin' shots. But check this out. That's 1-0 to the Faroe Islands. It's a disgrace. I mean, obviously we were the far better team, and it was only going to be a matter of time before we actually, won it. But the fact that we went 1-0 down is nothing short of disgraceful. So I'm going to have to figure that one out by the time the tournament gets around. So I'm going to leave you here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please give a like if you did. And I'll see you then at the end of the season. Let's see if we can retain our title. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.